Welcome back.
Yeah, episode 12.
Episode 12.
Let's do it.
Love it. We're still kicking around after 12 episodes.
We're still here.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Guess we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on? Welcome back.
Yeah, not much. How are you? How are things with you?
Doing well. Yeah, we took some time off to go camping with the family. That was nice. Killbear.
Yeah, you're camping machine now.
Camping machine. Yeah, going camping again this weekend. One more weekend.
Jeez.
Yeah, what about yourself?
Just nothing but work, buddy.
Nothing but work,
and taking care of infants. And,
working day and night.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's been a battle.
So what's going on? How are things?
Good. Keep busy. I went back to Humber this week, so taught a session this week and got a couple deals done for some investors, which was nice. And I got an offer presentation on my listing on Pinehurst tonight. So
yeah,
it's been good, busy. So how about you?
Good stuff. I've been dealing with some of the properties and then doing some showings.
Here you have an issue with one of them we're going to speak on later.
We have big issues.
Ooh.
Big issues.
Save that for the hot topic
later.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah. So, I'm doing well. The realtor business is busy too, and, we're working with some investors that we're trying to find properties for. Coming across one or two off-market deals, which they're okay, but they're not phenomenal deals.
Yeah, still been pretty competitive with the properties we're looking at, right? I know you offered on Browning there. How many offers was there?
Browning, not a lot actually. 4 offers in total.
I think even the one we got on Lakeview.
Yeah.
I think there were 7 total. So not a crazy amount, but I feel like the number of offers coming in or the people you're competing against is quite a bit. I offered one on Peterborough last night actually, and there was 6, and we were in the top 2. See, there's not the 20 offers anymore, but it's still holding back offers. We're hearing some people that are hurting, that maybe don't get the offers they want or things backfire on them.
Yeah, I was following one in Oshawa yesterday on Adelaide Avenue. Went and saw it, showed to an investor right off a main road. I personally didn't like it, but it required work. It wasn't turnkey by any means, and it had 11 offers on it last night.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
What I'm seeing with stats too is that home prices look to have dipped a little bit, but and sales have dipped a bit, but inventory is also dropping. Like the number of listing coming on is dropping back down, which I think means in a week or two, we'll see house prices come back up. Yeah,
I was looking at some numbers, and I think in June, you're right, there was a bit of a price decrease, but like a couple $1,000.
Yeah, nothing.
But then that months of inventory was down to 1, which is really low.
Yeah.
I think they're saying there's a lot of like that, you've been inside for 15 months. You have couple months of good weather. It's the summertime. Things are open. People are finding things to do now. There's a bit of that out there, but you're right. I think once the summer's done, once people are back to school, once people are back to the routine, and it's like, oh my God, like we were thinking about moving or selling. Let's actually do that now. So I'm expecting, the fall to be busy. Yeah,
it's interesting how it's playing out. I think the serious buyers are now coming out too, right? I think the people that are, understand that, hey, if a home is listed at $499, it's not going for $499. So if they're offering, they're more realistic. I think buyer agents are also getting better at, coaching their buyer clients on it, even though we were just talking. Yeah. Sometimes that's not the case, right? So I'm curious to see what the offers come in on my property that I've listed. It's a semi in Oshawa, 2 kitchens. We listed at $499. I think we had 67 showings total.
Oh, wow.
So pretty steady, 14-15 a day, which is really happy with. The neighbor sold for $592 and doesn't have a second kitchen a couple of weeks ago. So I'm expecting us to hit at least 6. Wouldn't be shocked if we get into the 650s. Not legal, baseboard heating, but does have gas at the side of the house. So nice. I'm expecting 7 or 8 offers at least, and we'll see how it plays out. And next episode I'll be able to update
the numbers on that.
Yeah.
When you talk to your clients about listing the property, are they asking you how many offers they should be expecting?
Not really. No. Not really. They're more concerned of what price we're going to hit. You know, and I'm the one saying, hey, we need showings to get offers. And An interesting story. I know I mentioned this last week. I'm helping someone in the office who has listed a property downtown Toronto that hasn't gone well at all, right? 155 Craven is the address, and it's only a 2-bedroom in Toronto, and it's so what we did is we listed it at we actually had an appraisal done a week before we listed for financing purposes. She was rearranging her mortgage. And the appraisal came in at 1,265,000, 1.26. So we listed at 1.1, hold back offers, get nothing. So then literally get one showing in a week.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like nothing. And so we're like, okay, let's relist at what we actually want. We list at 129, thinking if someone comes in at 1,265, great. We'll take it or anything, really. Again, no showings. I think maybe one showing. Just relisted this week at $999, 5 showings in the first day. Or $999. Did I say $599? $999. We listed at. And so we're holding back offers until after the long weekend here.
Yeah.
And we're accepting bully offers, obviously, and people will be able to see, kind of what has happened. But again, it just goes to show you, right? If when in doubt, list lower.
Yeah.
That's always my, goal is to say, hey, list as low as you can, where you're not out of, the price point of people, right? Like if, I know we've talked about this. We had a whole episode, I think, on this, like, do you list at $1? But I don't like that. I think you still want to be in the range of people.
Yeah.
But 150, 200K over asking now is not much.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's a numbers game, right? So I'm having a lot of these conversations when I go to listing presentations, and everyone's worried. Everyone gets offended. No, that's too low. Like we don't want to look like a fool to people.
Yep.
Right. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. The more people you get into the house, the better chance you have of generating offers, and the more offers you get, the better of a chance you have in increasing your sales price. So, it's not a matter of looking like a fool. It's just playing the game. Unfortunately, based on, the last 12 to 15 months, this is the trend, and we have to play within the trend. And, people are worried that, well, if I list at, let's say, $399 and I'm trying to hit 550, then that's 150 that people have to go over, versus why don't we just list at, 450, and instead of now someone psychologically thinking they have to pay 150K over, they're paying 100K over.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just like, don't worry about that additional 50K. As long as the offers come in, we can negotiate it up.
Yeah.
It's just getting showings and getting offers in.
Well, I'll tell you just pulled up the feedback from one of the agents that I got on the showing, and I've clearly listed it low, right? That's not a secret. I almost want to make it so obvious that people are like, yeah, there's no way they're like, I almost want to make it so obvious that they're, that there's no dispute. But this is his feedback on after the showing. I'll take his name. He goes, yes, the first outing with his buyer, they're still working on their pre-approval. So first of all, I'm like, what are you doing showing properties without a pre-approval even? And I'm going to reserve judgment on your pricing at this moment, is what the agent says. We're going to watch the listing and see what happens at this present time. So I cannot wait to sell this thing, send this guy a message and basically tell him to stick it and be like, listen, like, what don't you understand that this is, and the other thing is I always run a Facebook ad, right, for the listings, and always get the comments of like, oh, listing low should be illegal and you shouldn't be allowed. And I guess I agree. I always agree with them. I'm like 100%, but we're allowed to do this, and I'm representing my seller, and this is what gets the most amount of money for your seller, right? Simple as that. Like, you have a fiduciary responsibility to work for your seller. If I didn't think I could, that this was, why would I waste my time? I could put this up at 500 and or even 600 and sell this in 24 hours.
Yeah.
But what if we could get 620?
Right.
This way, definitely make sure that we're not leaving money on the table, which is the goal, right? And that's what I explained to sellers, but it's still crazy to me how many buyer agents don't understand that. And this is an experienced agent. He's been in the game for a long time, probably to a fault.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the Facebook comment thing. I saw the ad and I was reading the comments, and first thing it's working. But the first thing that comes to my mind is, you know, when I'm seeing the comments from these people is, I bet if this was your house, you would want the same thing.
Yeah,
that's
what I should explain. But like,
Yeah.
all right, the problem is these guys comment they don't have houses.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That's a whole other topic. But yeah, that's how I should respond to it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So should we get into some of these headache issues?
Yeah, I'd love to hear about what's going on
Yeah.
at Floral. I've heard through the grapevine that you may have
Yeah.
had some water issues.
Yeah. So so Floral is a duplex conversion that we're working on, and the inspection had passed and we were getting ready to drywall. Like drywall was starting tomorrow. And I walked to the basement and I'm noticing certain areas. So there was 3 walls that we left the drywall, like the existing drywall. So the basement was finished. We didn't take everything apart. The finished walls that we were going to keep, we left it as is. We're walking through the basement. We just finished the inspection and we're walking and I'm like, I see a spot on the drywall there that looks like it's water. Go over, and my partner's there as well. Touch it. Sure enough, it's wet. And then he's walking around. He's like, man, I'm looking like at the vapor barrier here, and underneath the vapor barrier, like where the vapor barrier meets the ground, it's wet. And I kneel down and like literally take my finger, put it on the vapor barrier and like, you know, carry it out, and just water comes out.
Oh man.
I later found out that that's just a condensation of the humidity. But again, like you put drywall and if there's water there, like it's going to create issues, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is not good. And then I go into the kitchen, look at another wall that's finished. Again, I see at the bottom, I see like spots of like watery, like visible water on the drywall. And I'm just like, man, we need to like have a conversation about this. So we chat about it, and we're like, yeah, we should probably get a second opinion from someone who's an expert in this field. So I called 2 people to get an opinion. The one person says like the vapor barrier, noticing water at the base of the vapor barrier is not a big deal. It's humidity. You don't have the AC running. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I bring in that was over the phone.
Yeah.
And then I bring in a person to come and see the property. And he points out that, you know, where you're seeing the water, he's like, if you're seeing water on the drywall, there's likely water buildup over time behind it in order for it to be visible now. I'm like, okay, my contractors were there. I said, let's open up these few spots just to see what's behind it. Open it up. Sure enough, you can tell on the block foundation that the block foundation has like huge deterioration. Like you can tell there's been water pooling in that area. So we're hemming and hawing. Okay, give us a quote. Guy gives us a quote. He's like, if you do it internally, it's $50 a linear foot. If you do it externally, it's $150 a linear foot.
Exterior?
Yeah, so from the outside.
Why is it so much more? I guess if you're going to open it all up, they don't want to dig.
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
That, right?
It's digging, and you got to dig like
how many
8
linear
feet
feet?
down.
Linear feet.
It was around 134. I did the calculation
on the inside.
Inside, it would be same thing outside too.
So 134 linear feet
times
multiplied by 50 on the inside, so 6,700.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And
That's
134 times 150 a foot is 20,000.
Yeah. The problem with exterior is
you got to do exterior. I hate internal though.
The problem with external is that if you have like garden beds, if you have landscaping, we have like, you know, 2 sides of the house is landscaping, landscaping that we would have to rip out, and then they're like, we'll bury everything back, but we're not doing the landscaping, so you got to get someone else to do the landscaping for it.
But then even on the interior, you got to rip out all the interior walls. You got to reframe, re-insulate. Yeah, there's a cost to that too, right?
Yeah. So we got the quote, and then we're hemming and hawing. We're saying, man, we have framing, we have insulation, we have vapor barrier, we have electrical, there's plumbing on these walls. So it took me like two days to essentially get in contact with everyone to explain the situation and say, look, we need your help here to disassemble everything. And I want to disassemble and I want to salvage things. Like I don't want to ruin the 2x4s. I want to reuse the insulation. I want to reuse the plumbing pipes. So anyways, at this point I'm camping and I'm doing this all over camping, and like I barely have signal. My phone's constantly dying. It's a disaster.
We'll figure when you go away, all this shit hits the fan and that.
So, some of the conversations we had with my partner was, should we do this? Should we not do this? Are we thinking of holding this short-term, long-term? There's more rain coming down over time.
And it's coming from the foundation, right? Like it's coming.
There's
it's
a bit of,
foundation,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
That's always my, thing too. Like blocks are not designed to, like they're way more porous than poured concrete. So yeah, I think with a block foundation, it's a must do.
Yeah. So essentially
So you're going to do it from the interior.
We're going to do it from the interior.
So French drain.
Yep.
You're going to break up all the concrete.
Yep.
Does it include all that?
Yeah, it does. It's everything.
That's not bad.
And that
are you going to do a sump pump thing?
That includes sump pump as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So the water. So essentially, you're going to rip it up. You're going to put like a membrane right on the block wall, so that if water comes in, it hits the membrane, goes down into a weeping tile, essentially that's interior, and then goes into a sump pump pit, in which the pump pulls out the water, pushes it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, I'm just always like, why? Then you still know that the water's coming into your foundation.
Yeah.
I guess obviously you're going to landscape and try to push water away. But yeah, I know.
And I've been monitoring it, and like we've had a couple of days of heavy rain, and sure enough, like I'm not seeing any water coming in. But just the fact that there's 4 or 5 spots where I see like the huge color deterioration tells me that like it's pooling there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe there's a risk. And I think
you're about to finish the whole basement and put a tenant down there. Like again, I think it's a good decision. Even at Madison, we're planning to do the outside. We haven't done it, but I'm with all this rain, like I'm thinking we need to get it done right away. But I know hearing that quote for the outside is crazy to me, and I think it's just labor of digging the trench.
And I think this is like on the cheaper side too.
Really? Eh?
Yeah. So I think that the deciding factor for us was, my partner wants to hold this property long term. So he's like, if I can hold this 15, 20 years, I'll hold it.
Yeah.
So, and a $6,700 investment now from a waterproofing perspective, let's just do it and let's just have a peace of mind. It's going to suck to skip out on the $6,700, finish the basement, and then God forbid something happens and we're going to be like, we talked about this and we decided not to do it.
Yeah.
So that's been the challenge with me. And then the other challenge is actually lining up the guys to come and do the work.
I'm sure they're busy right now.
They're so busy right now.
Everybody is, having the same issues right now.
They were supposed to start on Monday. It's Thursday. I went there today, and there's no work done yet.
You haven't paid them, have you?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Fun times. So?
I got a video. They'll just send me a video, so I'll pop it up.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Cool.
But it was because Phil, I saw that too. That was at his restaurant. Or was that it?
No, this is the one.
Oh, that's at there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because originally you thought it was a plumbing. Didn't you think it was
it's been like 2-3 things have happened during the time that we've been doing plumbing work. And one of them was like water was coming from
the ground.
From the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2-3 things have happened, and it was more of a reason to be like, we've talked about plumbing 2-3 times, we've noticed water 2-3 times. It's just a sign that we should probably do something about this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $6,700 if you'd done it right from the start. Isn't so bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's a good investment in my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you said something at Madison.
Yeah, well, Madison, we hearing the condensation thing, I think like I'm going over there right after that, but we had similar issue where we put up the drywall and then the next day we noticed a couple like mold spots. Like the next day, and it was like dry the day before we put it up, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we just made the mistake of not having the AC running, not having the and like the days that we've had the heat where it's been like 36 and then just humid and that. So we put a dehumidifier and we might have to cut out some drywall and redo it, but it's speeding up our process of saying, hey, let's waterproof it regardless too. And for me, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out a way to lower that cost. And
the waterproofing cost?
Yeah, I'm thinking of just hiring a couple of kids to like dig the trench for me. Cause I think once you get the trench open, like putting the membrane there, that's no problem. The cost of materials, the cost for them to drill it up. Yeah. To me, it's the labor of, someone either bringing in like, heavy duty machinery to pull away all the, to pull away all the soil and that, which I get, that wouldn't be a fun job. But yeah.
Yeah, that would be like finding just
that's why I go in that basement all the time, because I've been worried about it. Dry as a bone all the time.
Yeah.
But then had like the next day, I'm like, I didn't even think mold could grow that quickly, and it's just crazy. But we're still kind of evaluating that as well.
So you're gonna cut out the drywall to see what's happening behind the drywall, and you're gonna maybe cut out the insulation.
Well, we'll probably have to,
like,
even with the mold, we're probably.
Is it around where you had the crack?
That's what I asked. It's everywhere though. That's the
everywhere.
Thing. Like it's all along the bottom, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's not in one specific spot, and that's what makes me think like the whole thing wasn't leaking in that, right? But we'll see. We're evaluating that too, but we're close to finishing that too. Like kitchen's being installed tomorrow, flooring's is already down. So
nice, good stuff. What else do we want to talk about today?
I don't know. That's all I got, really.
Yeah. Short and sweet this week. I wanted to talk about something cool that's hit Durham region. Durham Live, the casino is open.
When are we going? Let's hit the blackjack
seriously,
table.
we gotta go with the boys, sit down and play
podcast
some
on the road or what?
In Pickering, right off the highway. Yeah. That's I'm really excited for that. I think that's going to liven up the Durham region and boom. Yeah. And then it's nice because it's not only casino, it's restaurant. There's casino, entertainment, in a nice area too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going there and spending some time there and
winning some money or what? Winning some money or what?
Winning, losing, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, more losing than winning.
Some money,
donating some money to the government. I'm excited for that. And
you did a pretty cool thing this week too with Matt Mckeever. I saw.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You want to talk about that? How was that experience?
Yeah, did a Oshawa market update. It was fun, man. Yeah, we did a market update on Oshawa. I'm gonna do it for the next couple months. We'll be doing Oshawa and Durham region updates. Nice. So talking about it from a numbers perspective and how the market's doing and how the real estate market's performing here. Also talking about different updates and different things coming to the region. So it's been cool. It's been exciting. Got a lot of views, got a lot of comments, got a lot of followers on Instagram. So it's
awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. How was Matt?
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Seems also interested in what's happening and genuinely interested. And, we talked about the misconceptions that people have about Oshawa and the region and how a lot of those misconceptions are, they're from times ago and things are changing and developing around here. So
I laughed. I think he posted, or I saw a couple comments of people saying like South Oshawa and all this. I just love it because I'm like, keep that thinking. Like, you guys have no clue.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, people not realizing what's happening here. And, that stigma is great. I just love it because it just allows us to pick up good deals. And,
well, it's the one thing I meant to talk about on the show with Matt was, you see guys on Twitter who have a good and big following. One of the mortgage guys, I don't want to
Ron, the mortgage guy?
Yeah, Ron, that guy.
Whatever. We don't have enough followers yet.
the guy, Ron, the mortgage guy. Yeah, he was one day he was talking about just prices and how prices have increased, and he brought up Oshawa.
Yeah.
And he's like, Oshawa. For those who don't know, Oshawa is maybe like an hour 45 minutes from Toronto. I'm like, dude, it's not. I'm like, you're right away like misguiding people as to how far it is from. And the guy lives. I don't know where he lives, but like. When it comes to Oshawa, maybe he drove here in rush hour traffic. But when people talk about Oshawa and how far it is, and then I'm like, comparing it to Mississauga, Oakville, it's faster to get to downtown from Oshawa than it is from the West End.
Definitely.
So everyone talking trash about like how far it is and the drive and stuff. I'm like, if you're anywhere within the GTA, it's likely the same distance, but maybe even faster from the East End.
When I was doing my workshops on Saturdays, I used to start it at 10:30, but I'd always plan to be here for 10, because sure enough, every time, oh wow, I got out here way quicker than I thought. I thought it was going to be like an hour and a half, and they'd show up here at 9:45 because they'd misjudge how long it took to get here, and I'd just be like, yeah, I know. It's a quick 40 minutes. They were like, yeah, that was because it was on a Saturday morning too, when there was no traffic.
Yeah.
You know, and that's obviously the big caveat to when you drive out here or drive downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Traffic, but still, no, when there's no rush hour, we're still on the GO train line, right? Which, you know, again, most people forget about that or don't think about that. So,
yeah. And actually, one of our clients that we're working with, he works for a construction company, and I've been spending more time with him. And, he's a project manager on a lot of the things happening in Durham region. So he's been telling me a lot of these things that aren't even like known yet. Cool. But essentially, like, if you've noticed when you're driving on the 401 coming eastbound, as soon as you pass Salem, there's a bottleneck there because the lanes, I think it goes down to like 3 lanes or something. Yep. But essentially they're expanding it to 10 lanes all throughout past Oshawa.
Nice.
So they're doing all the bridge expansions that they're doing.
Yep.
It's for the purpose of expanding lanes. So we're going to imagine going from 3 lanes to 10 lanes now, all the way through Durham.
So we won't have that bottleneck
anymore. Bottleneck won't be there anymore. Woo-hoo. The commute should be faster. Like 10-lane highway's huge. That's like...
It's LA.
Did you see how they're going to build it though? Like,
so initially... going east, so they're going
probably
east-west and
bet.
then going north-south. So initially they're going to start with all the bridges, expand all the bridges, so which allows them to expand the lanes. But
probably just be tighter to those houses and stuff. And
yeah, he was talking about that. He was saying the GO train is good to go. It's happening. So it's pretty exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're actively looking to buy up in this area,
like
which is cool to see.
They have all this information and they're like, yeah, Oshawa is the place to be.
Yeah.
Let's buy.
Shh. Okay. Don't put out this podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We're going to help you buy. We're going to help these people buy.
Yeah.
Me and Saman can only buy so many. So
if only half the people spoke or listened to what we were saying 2 years ago.
Well, we have 30 followers now or 30 subscribers. Those 30 people, you guys give us a call.
Yeah.
Inside info.
Awesome,
man. Well, let's wrap this up. Another good chat. So,
yeah, property workshop though. Wasn't there one on the 24th?
Didn't we have a podcast after that?
No, we didn't.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was a smaller group. People bailing as usual on that, but
well, we were also not open. Like we weren't at this stage of the reopening. We were one stage.
Yeah, so we were nervous to open it up to everyone, so we kind of just invite only and had a smaller group, and it was nice to get out there again though. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, at the peak of the property workshops, I remember there's property workshops was like 30 people there.
I know.
Running that right now, I would be nervous. Just like showing up in a neighborhood with like your neighbor watching like 30 people going into a house, indoor limits like 25 people. Like I'd be worried about my license.
Oh, totally.
Getting complaints.
Oh, that's it. So I mean, things are opening up more and more now. So hopefully we get another one going here in August, and we'll keep people posted.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. We appreciate your support. If you got any questions or you want us to answer any or talk about any specific topics, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe.